And so as we head into 2020, now that Donald Trump, obviously on the ballot, running for reelection, but against Joe Biden as opposed to Hillary Clinton, are there any lessons you take from 2016 as you begin your forecasting for 2020? Or is 2016 a one-off, that Hillary Clinton was just so different from Joe Biden, there's nothing really to learn from it?
Well, look, I do think that in these polls, I am looking to see how close Biden is to 50% of these polls. And generally, he's been a little bit more consistently closer to 50%. But also, the national polls don't really mean all that much because the national popular vote, did not really project the electoral college last time. Clinton won it, but won by 2 percentage points in the popular vote. But Trump got over 300 electoral votes out of 538 available. So really did quite well, although the race was essentially decided in a number of close states. I'd say most notably some states in kind of the old industrial heartland, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And those are the states that we're really watching this time. And I think to feel good about Biden winning, if you're a Biden supporter, is you don't want to just see Biden up 1, 2, 3 points in some of these states. You want to be up more like 4 or 5 and close to 50%. And I personally, he's not quite there yet, which is why I think that this election is still a toss-up. Although one of the other things from 2016 is that there are these big picture indicators that analysts sometimes look at. We call them sort of the election fundamentals, basically things that the campaigns don't really control, but that have a proven effect on voter behavior historically. So things like what's the incumbent president's approval rating, whether there's an incumbent on the ballot, what's the state of the economy, issues of war and peace, et cetera. And for most of Trump's presidency, you would have said that those factors actually look good for Trump, in that his numbers were kind of artificially low because people generally liked where the country was, even though they didn't maybe personally like the president and his behavior. Well, now the so-called fundamentals, I think, argue strongly against Trump, in that we've got this horrible pandemic going on. The state of the economy is, I think we're only beginning to realize what the real ramifications are and how long it will last. And so from that standpoint, the president may have gone from favorite to underdog, but these circumstances are so unique that we don't quite know how people will react. And also, we may get to a point where it looks like the president is really flailing in the summer, but then maybe can make a comeback in the fall if people's perceptions of him improve, or rather, more importantly, people's perceptions of the state of the country improve.